This is Rupa and Tracey's Flaming June Maternity Experience Action. We hope you enjoy our movie.
I'm here to promote delayed cord clamping, so look out for this poster in your hospital, birth centre, obstetric unit, and we advise that you wait for as long as possible to keep the cord intact. Wait for white is one of the messages, so wait for the cord to go white, but as long as possible is really going to benefit your baby.
It is absolutely time that we stopped cutting the cord, clamping the cord too early. Babies need the blood that they get with a slight delay of 2 to 3 minutes. We've got the evidence now of short-term benefits, and we've now just received the evidence of longer-term benefits. It's time we stopped now so that the next generation of children can benefit from the blood that is rightfully theirs.
As a student, I haven't seen an awful lot of it. It depends a lot on the setting. I've worked in birth centre where it definitely has been the norm, but I've also worked in obstetric settings where it's really few and far between. I did care for a woman postnatally a couple of weeks ago who was really excited to tell me about her. She described it as a normal caesarean that she'd had, one aspect of which was optimal cord clamping, which was particularly important for her because it was something she'd asked for in a previous pregnancy and didn't get, and she felt very cheated by that. Another big part of this caesarean was the fact that the obstetrician had made an incision and then waited for the uterus to contract naturally and helped to push the baby out. And the woman that I spoke to about this felt that that was an incredibly empowering thing, that even though she'd been, even though she had to have a caesarean section was the way that she said it, she still felt that her body did a lot of the work, which was really important to her, and that she was telling me about this as someone who'd taken over her care a couple of days later. She was still delighting in telling us.
As a midwife, delayed cord clamping is really important to me. I see women in labour going through a conveyor belt. Delayed cord clamping slows things down and is a benefit to mothers and to babies. So I'm an advocate for delayed cord clamping.
So my first encounter with delayed cord clamping was coming across the work of Judy Mercer, who was one of the first midwives and nurses to start to investigate the physiology of labour and birth from a very basic science perspective, and her understanding of how the blood flow from the mother from the placenta to the baby operates postnatally was groundbreaking in terms of demonstrating the value of that flow of blood to the baby, both in terms of its own well-being and in terms of breastfeeding capacity and so on and so forth. So since Judy's original work, which was not necessarily taken seriously, but there's been a whole range of studies, including some by Judy herself, randomised trials of delaying cord clamping, which show that it's definitely beneficial in terms of reducing anemia and increasing the baby's well-being. So it's now very well accepted as a mode of protection for the baby from a range of potential adverse outcomes, but also physiologically as something which should be happening. And there's general acceptance it should be, and there's really very little excuse not to be doing it unless there's a very acute crisis for the baby.